So I thought we were going to have a consensus until you said it's not a bad movie. So I think I can go a bit lower than that.
Okay.
I think this is a bleak, misanthropic mess. Where
you're going to be harsh than I am. Fair.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed the first 3 minutes where the guy wants to sell the monkey to a pawn shop, and it goes it escalates a little bit. I thought if the entire movie was like this, right, very like a very dark comedy, very gory, very extreme, in its violence. I was actually smiling the first 5 minutes, and then it fell off a sharp cliff. So in past reviews, more than once this year, I've complained about how movies are no fun. They all talk about generational trauma. They all want to talk about their relationship with their father. And guess what? This movie does that. This movie does all of that. I didn't like any of those characters, even accounting for the fact that you're not supposed to like them. I was just not having a good time. From 20 minutes in, I was counting the minutes until I could leave.
The worst scene in this was the priest at the funeral. I have no clue what they were trying to attempt with that. I have no clue what type of gag or
all
what
men
type
suck.
of joke.
That was the point. Even the priest sucks. All men suck.
The
women are kind of neutral, but the men are all terrible.
Yeah.
All of them are terrible fathers, terrible people. Even the priest does none of what a priest is supposed to do. Right? He offers no comfort. He offers no guidance. Nothing. He's just a stoner who somehow ended up in this job. In a vacuum, the guy is kind of amusing, but in totality, he's just even one more way in which he just drags down the movie in the same way that everybody else does. And he was at least funny. I think he was. That was.
Do you think it was funny? I don't know. I was not. I was just a bit like, what is going on here?
So what was funny was it reads a bit like he's not a priest, but it's he's like a sitcom character who somehow has to pretend he's a priest. And the plot of the episode is, can he pull off an entire service without blowing his cover? But he's never sat in a church, and he does not. He does not have the skills. That's how that character came across. But some of his lines, when he's genuinely trying to console the family, and he just keeps making it worse. That was kind of funny, like in a vacuum. I've seen some very dark comedies, and I'm totally on board with really bleak, cynical humor. I think the reason The Priest stood out to me was because there they actually attempted humor, and in nothing else is there even an attempt to do it. It's just all miserable and it's all terrible. It actually kind of reminded me a lot about, I don't know what the proper term for it is, but one term for it is misery porn. Late 90s, early 2000s movies about domestic violence or drug abuse or something where everybody sucks and life is just terrible. And, that's just how it is. It's that kind of movie. And I didn't like those movies then. I don't like them now. It's just a movie doesn't have to be fun always, right? But I can get enjoyment out of really grim situations, and I didn't get any enjoyment out of this. It's just all around awfulness, and that's the point, right? This movie is not trying to be anything else, but I'm just saying I reject the premise.